Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm finally making the 100 subscriber special video where I draw your OCs, and I'm very excited about this. So the first OC that you're seeing me draw right here is Sandy. She is from Titania Creates, and she's this barista. I'm pretty sure she works at some kind of probably coffee shop or something like that. And when I saw the adorable little apron and everything, I was like, oh, I have to draw her. I did have a little bit of trouble with the face at first, but later on it definitely looks a little better, I think, especially with the line art and stuff. I did try a new brush, and it was a little bit weird because it was very streaky and the opacity was not quite full, so you had to really press down. But when you would press down, the brush would get really big. So I would have to make these big strokes to color the whole area and then erase everywhere that I got out the lines. Overall, I do really like the vibe that it gave, and it definitely went with my style and kind of the softness that I wanted, and it gave like a really cool watercolor texture, so I used that for the rest of them, kind of. And I definitely really enjoyed using it. I think it goes with it, and I did have a little bit of trouble with it later on, but overall I think it works. It was probably not the right time to experiment with a new brush, but overall, here is how she turned out. I definitely like her, and I had a lot of fun with it. The next girl, yeah, I think they're all girls, right? Yeah, I think they're all girls. But the next character is a, in my notes here, I called her Flower Girl because I didn't really know how to call her since there's no name. She is inspired by a flower, and she is from Megan's Creative World. I think that's the channel name. And I had a little bit of trouble with her. Basically, the brush that I was using, like I said, was very weird, and they kept, like, they weren't popping up, but they were these really weird little, like, white spots everywhere, and it was really kind of weird, and I was a little bit upset about it because I didn't really know how to cover them up. I couldn't erase them or anything, and for the life of me, I tried to find on which layer they were. I just searched so much, but I could not find it. I could not find where these weird white spots were coming from, and so I kind of just moved on from that, and I didn't end up doing a whole background because you would have been able to see them. But the birds really drew me in, and I thought, I don't know, when I saw the birds, I was like, I have to draw this, and I really liked how it turned out at the end. I did try and do like a flowy pose. I don't know if that showed because obviously it's like nature, flowers and stuff, but when I was drawing these, it was very stiff for some reason, and my anatomy was a little bit off and stuff, and I tried doing interesting poses, but it was a little bit hard since I was a little bit stiff. But yeah, overall I do like how it turned out, except for the weird white stuff, which later on I find out that it was from the brush. So, yeah, overall, this is how she turned out, and I actually really like her. She's definitely not my favorite. Like, I'm not saying the OC is just how I drew her was not my favorite, but overall, I still think she turned out pretty cool. I did lower not the opacity, but I made the colors a little bit more muted to fit with my style, because I usually use more muted and pastel colors. But yeah, overall, I like how she turned out. The next girl is... Here in my notes, I have the girl with cool hair because I thought her hair was really cool, and that's what drew me in, and I really wanted to make her. From Locate, I think that's how you say the name, but Locate's OC, and I just thought her hair was so cool. I don't know if that's like supposed to be a galaxy or something like that. I think so, but because there's like constellations and stuff like that, and so I tried to kind of replicate that. I don't know if I did a good job. I don't know if you can tell that it's like a galaxy thing, but overall I do think it looked really cool. Again, I did have some trouble with that, and I thought that, you know, I was just really confused why there were these white spots and stuff like that. So I later realized that the layers that I was using, only where I was coloring with that watercolor brush, they were gel layers. So I ended up having to make them all default layers, but that didn't really look good, so I ended up having to put them all back to gel because there were these weird uncolored bits, and so I ended up having to just leave them gel. And I mean, it wouldn't have been a problem in the first place, but I couldn't use my eyedropper tool because they were gel for some reason. I don't know why, and so I was just really mad at that point, and I didn't really like how it was turning out. So I tried adding interesting lighting, but it just didn't work because there was no sea and it didn't really make sense. But yeah, overall, looking at it now, I actually like it, but back when I was making it, I was just like, oh, I was so mad at it. I was just like, no thank you, please, I'm so upset. Then the thing that you're seeing right now is, in my notes I have her as the girl with wings. I don't have names. She's from Pumpkin, I think that's how to say the name. I'll probably put up the pictures of their profile pictures on screen. She wasn't looking very good at first. I was a little bit upset because the brush again was really weird, and there were these white spots and everything, and I was just so confused because I thought that I figured out it. I thought that I had figured it out. I thought that it was the gel layers, so I made sure that they weren't gel, but it still had these weird spots, and I realized that it was from the eraser. It felt like I was erasing the canvas, so I ended up just scrapping that. I stopped filming, and here's how she turned out. I genuinely do like how she turned out at the end, because I ended up just changing everything to my regular round brush, and I think that worked a lot better. Overall, I think she's really cute. At first I was a little bit scared because like it just looked a little off, since the original artist did a really good job. I feel like she was just really cute, and I was scared that I wasn't doing her justice, but overall I think she turned out pretty good. Okay, now the one that you're seeing is from Rashi Bhanot. I'm not going to try pronouncing that. I'm gonna butcher it. I know I am. And basically, she seemed a little sassy. I don't know why. Maybe it was the bob, or like the cool skirt, or I don't know what it was. Maybe the color scheme. But I felt like I needed to give her like a cool, like, sassy pose. Not really sassy, but I don't really know. So I kind of tried doing that because I wanted to give some kind of personality to the characters, because I didn't really know what their personality was, and I couldn't really tell. And from the sharp angles and stuff, that's what I got. Like I thought that maybe it was some kind of like sassy character. I don't know. I was really confused, but I did try to do a better pose. Overall, I do like how she turned out, and I actually really like the way I styled her hair. I think it's really cool. I really like the sharp edges and stuff. Yeah. I was struggling with anatomy, like I said, so the hands and stuff are a little bit off, but I like how she turned out overall. The next one that you're going to be seeing in a bit, I think, or you're seeing right now, is the Sketchbook Girl. What? That's what I call her in my notes. So, because she's holding a sketchbook. She is from My Disney Art, and she's holding this sketchbook, and everything was good. I actually really like the pose. I looked up a pose on Pinterest of a girl holding a sketchbook, like hugging it, so I took reference from that, and I really like how it turned out. The pose is kind of like a little bit natural and stuff. It's not so stiff, at least I think so. Overall, I was a little bit confused with the clothing and the hair, because first of all, the hair looked like maybe it had some kind of like scarf wrapped in the hair, but it also kind of looked like hair, like a braid, and I was really confused if that was hair or a scarf or something in her hair, some kind of accessory, because it was very similar to the hair color, but the hair was a lot more like strands, and like it looked like hair, I guess. But I was very confused, so I tried with the line art kind of making it look like it could pass as a scarf and as hair, but it ended up looking kind of off. Also, the clothes, I wasn't sure if that was like a turtleneck and that was like a cutout, so I was just genuinely really confused. I don't know if it was from the bad screenshots I took or something, but I don't know, something was just off, so I ended up just drawing what I saw. I don't exactly know what I was looking at. I just knew that she was holding a sketchbook, and I thought she was really cute, so I drew her. And lastly, the last OC is Nelly. Now, Nelly, I thought she was adorable, and I think I made her a little bit creepy, maybe. I don't know what happened. Something was up with her face. I don't know why. I feel like this kind of TV thing that was going on just didn't really match my style. Oh, by the way, this is Owl Arts OC. I did try different types of shading, a different type of shading. It's a lot more realistic. Not realistic, but yeah, I guess it's a little bit more realistic, and it's more cell shading. Is cell shading the hard shading or the soft shading? I don't know. I did a mix of hard and soft shading, but I definitely don't usually do soft shading, so it ended up looking a lot more different. Especially, it doesn't really go with this more stylized version of like my art. This kind of shading would go well with my more not realistic, but less exaggerated and stylized style, I guess. But yeah, overall, I didn't really know which eyes to do, so you can see me like kind of switching from eyes to eyes, but I ended up going with the second eyes I drew. Overall, I do really like her. I don't know if I drew her very well, but I had a lot of fun with her. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this video, and I think, I want to do more kind of community-based art videos like this. So I did really enjoy this. yeah, so if you guys want to see any more of these videos where you guys are more involved, then I would love for you to comment any ideas if you have, you know, if you want me to do something. And yeah, just comment it in the comments down below. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I can't talk. It's not anything new. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And yeah, I guess I will see you all in my next video. Bye.